Hi there. Welcome to an introduction to embedded Python. I'm Bob Kuszewski, a product manager here at InterSystems. In today's talk, I'll go over what exactly embedded Python is, where to use it, and how it fits into our broader support for using Python with IRIS. Then I have some demos of ways to use embedded Python in your application. And finally, I'll touch on applications of the feature, the release schedule, and what's coming next. So what is embedded Python? We have fused Python with ObjectScript in IRIS. That is, both Python and ObjectScript interpreters are running side by side inside the IRIS process. You can invoke methods on Python objects from ObjectScript. You can invoke methods on ObjectScript objects from Python, and it all just works. Having both runtimes together allows for what I call toll-free bridging between the two worlds. So you can pass objects from one language to another without having to serialize them in between. So why did we choose Python? There's three main reasons. The first being the ecosystem. There are thousands of high-quality packages that are pre-built and available today, especially in the areas of data science, IoT, bioinformatics, the cloud. Second reason is Python's been around since 1991, in part because it's a really easy language to learn. Cheap and free classes are available all over the world, online, universities, books, professional development. The third reason is that Python fits nicely with IRIS. It's designed to be embedded. Its runtime is very similar to the IRIS runtime, making type compatibility straightforward. While ObjectScript and Python have very different histories, they have a lot in common. Computer language nerds like me describe them as object-oriented, dynamic, interpreted languages with full polymorphic dispatch. Both use reference counting for object lifetimes and are written in C. This deep simpatico of the languages allows for even deep capabilities in each environment to just work. Underlying all of this is Python's great popularity. Python is a top 5 language in nearly every developer survey. Before we dig too far into embedded Python, I'd like to take a moment to talk about how it fits into the larger picture of InterSystems' embrace of the Python community. On the left-hand side of this picture, we have our client libraries. You've been able to use PyODBC and PyJDBC with IRIS for many years. These work great for all of your Python SQL needs. In 2020, we released our native API for Python, which gives Python developers access to globals as well as the ability to interact with IRIS in a more IRIS-centric way, such as calling class methods. And soon, we'll be releasing a dedicated DB API driver, allowing fast, seamless access to IRIS from any DB API-compliant application. Over on the right-hand side, we have the Python Gateway, which we released earlier this year. The Python Gateway works exactly like our Java and .NET gateways, giving you a great option for integrating Python applications in a separate process, either on your IRIS server or even on a separate machine. But today's talk is focused on embedded Python. Embedded Python allows Python code to run natively inside the IRIS server process, giving developers unprecedented access to the database. So what do I mean when I say embedded Python runs inside the IRIS server? I've recorded a short demonstration that shows 4 possible strategies for using embedded Python. This isn't an exhaustive list, but it shows the scope of the kinds of ways embedded Python can be used in your app. First, I'll show you how to write a SQL stored procedure in Python. Next, I'll demonstrate a really powerful feature where I implement a method on an IRIS class in Python. I expect that to be a very popular strategy. Third, you can even use Python package straight from ObjectScript without writing or really even knowing any Python. And finally, I'll do the opposite, where I use IRIS classes from a standard Python program. I certainly don't expect anyone to build an IRIS application that uses all of these strategies, but I hope 1 or 2 of them will resonate with your needs. So let's see those 4 strategies in action. Today I'll be demonstrating 4 places where you can put Python to work with IRIS. The first use case is using Python in your SQL definitions. You can now implement your stored procedures, user-defined functions, or triggers as either object script or Python. In this example is a stored procedure that converts a date time from one time zone to another. In the SQL definition is the same as any other stored procedure, but you indicate the body of the procedures in Python by adding the language Python tag that I've highlighted here. So as you'd expect, within the body of the procedure, the parameters are provided as local variables. The procedure return value is set by returning from your Python code. So let's see this one in action. Let's say I wanted to know what time it is now in Central Europe, and I'm currently in the United States East Coast. And we'll see that it's a little after 10 p.m. in Belgium. Next up on our quick tour of demos is one where we're going to see how you can use Python inside your IRIS class definitions. So with IRIS 2021.2, you can implement your methods or class methods in your choice of object script or Python. In this example, I've implemented the normalize method in Python. All you need to do is tell the compiler that the method is implemented in Python by adding the language equals Python attribute. The rest of the class definition is standard IRIS. It's normal. It's what you would expect. This one extends persistent. It has a few properties on it that are available now as SQL. So the normalize method, as I've written it here, takes an address as a string that you might get from a user, and it uses a library to normalize that into the United States Postal Service's preferred format for that address. So let's see this in action. So let's create a new instance of the address object, as I've done here on the left-hand side. And let's call the normalize method, and we'll give it an address of, say, headquarters, the way a normal person would type it into like a web screen. And if we look at the object, we'll see that, oh, it's all caps, drive is shortened to DR, floor is shortened. There's little things that the Postal Service appreciates. All right, so our third short demonstration is one where we're not going to be writing any Python code at all. We're going to be loading an existing Python module for creating PDFs into ObjectScript and call methods on it to create a sample PDF. So again, in IRIS 2021.2, we're adding support for Python and ObjectScript through the $system.python library. The import method is used to load a Python library, which is then returned as an object. From there, you can instantiate objects that are defined in the library or call methods on those objects. So in this case, what are we doing? We are importing the Report Lab PDF generator. We are creating a new canvas or work area in the file location that was given by the user. We are adding a few images to it, and then we're writing some text on the page. So let's run that. Well, first I will show you that directory, make sure that I'm not phubbing, that all that's in there now are the images. And let's create hello.pdf, perfect, and looks good. IRIS and Python, perfect together. All right, finally, our last of these short demonstrations is one where we're not going to be writing any ObjectScript code. We're just going to be using IRIS from within a Python program. So say you have an existing Python program and you want to be able to use IRIS inside of it for manipulating globals, working with classes, those sorts of things. So you can import IRIS. This brings the IRIS kernel right into the same object namespace or memory space as your Python process. In this case, we're going to be using that demo.address class again, and you'll be asked to enter an address, and we'll normalize it, we'll save it to the database, and we'll save it as a global as well. So let's say that I wanted to send a package to our New York office. What would I do? Well, I'd run this little program. I'd give it the address of our New York office. And it'll tell me the way the post office prefers to see the address written. So now you've seen 4 short demonstrations of ways that you can use embedded Python with IRIS. I'm back. Now that you've seen the mechanics of how you might use embedded Python, let's talk about some potential use cases. Earlier in the summer, we ran an early access program for embedded Python to put the feature in front of potential users and get their feedback. We asked the participants what they thought they might do with the feature, and I was really impressed with the quality and depth of the responses. What you see here constitutes a partial list of your peers' plans. For example, we see some folks wanted to generate Office documents. Some want to expand interoperability and use gRPC and other integration of technical libraries into IRIS. Classification algorithms, nearest neighbors, those sorts of things, neural networks, computer vision, scanning images, feature extraction, data extraction from images. Deep learning and machine learning in general was everywhere in the responses. And we've had several participants talk about the impact on their teams that embedded Python provides opportunities for teams to grow and learn and have new training. We're excited about that as well. When is all of this going to be available? So I presented a sneak peek of embedded Python at last year's summit, and we're thrilled to announce that everything you've seen today is available in IRIS 2021.2. There's a lot more to embedded Python and the myriad of workflows that it integrates with than we've had time to show you today. So if there's something specific that you'd like to know more about, please ask. And an important thing here is we're not done. We're continuing to invest in making IRIS faster and easier to use with Python. For example, in addition to the aforementioned DB API driver, we're also working on building a SQL Alchemy engine for IRIS that we anticipate releasing next year. And in case you haven't heard of them, these are both very popular database abstraction libraries. In summary, what is it? Embedded Python is the fusion of Python into the IRIS kernel. Python is now a full peer to object script. You can use it to write your stored procedures, implement IRIS objects. You have complete choice. Use Python or object script as it makes sense in your application. Python has a giant ecosystem. For many needs, there are opportunities to use Python to improve your application development, whether it be with embedded Python, the Python gateway, or traditional clients. So what's next? We have several more sessions on embedded Python available. I'm doing a session that goes into much further detail about bridging object script with Python, which would be perfect for any developers out there who want to learn how to mix and match object script with Python. Edward is doing a session that dives into using embedded Python to create a new interoperability component. And Raj has a great session on debugging Python with Visual Studio Code. What I'm most excited about, though, is the Embedded Python Experience Lab. This is an instructor-led workshop where you'll be able to use embedded Python to build a real-world application. I'll be there, along with many of my colleagues, to answer any questions you might have, talk to you about the feature. So if you haven't already signed up, please do sign up for the Experience Lab. You'll be glad that you did. So once again, my name is Bob Kuszewski. If you have any questions, please either use the QA feature that should be on your screen, or feel free to send me an email. Thanks, and I hope to meet you in person in 2022.